Hi gang, Rob here. It's the morning of 16 December 2015, just 9 days before Christmas. And I brought you a From the Sharpening Bench video this morning that is beyond cool. Oh my, would you look at this? Does it look familiar at all? Yeah, looks like a Strider. And let's see, 1, 2, 3 body screws. That means it must be an SNG. But it looks a little funny, doesn't it? What's this? Protech USA? Huh. That's funny. I thought Strider made the SNG. And where's the lock bar? There is no lock bar. That's weird. That doesn't look like a Strider pivot. And there's this funny looking round thing. I wonder what happens if you push that. Oh my gosh. Oh my. Yeah. What we have here is the Strider Protech collaboration automatic SNG. And isn't it cool? Let's just spend a minute or two looking at it closely, shall we? Oh my goodness. You talk about a big win. This one in for sharpening from my customer Joe. And man, am I happy to have it. So let's talk about this, shall we? These, I think, were originally shown to us at SHOT Show 2015 and created quite a bit of buzz, and for good reason. You know, Strider has been doing these sort of collaborations with production knife companies for years. First of all, I think maybe all the way back to the 90s, we had the Buck Strider series of knives, and frankly they were, you know, sort of shoddily built liner lock knives. They looked in an envelope drawing like a Strider but really they were sort of the mechanics of like the Buck Alpha Hunter, with that weird cross-hatched pivot and flimsy little liner lock and oddly ground blades. They still do a lot of money on the secondary markets because they're kind of rare, maybe historically significant, but they weren't very good knives. And then, you know, we've got a couple years ago, the Mick Strider Tony Marfione collaboration knife, the Microtech DOC. And oh gosh, go back a few years to the early days of Zero Tolerance. We had the Ken Onion Mick Strider collabs, the 300 series of ZT knives that, frankly, it was kind of hard to see any Strider influence at all. They look like Ken Onion knives in sort of a Strider finish. This one is pretty much, I think, the coolest of the bunch because it is very much an SNG. Physical dimension, look at that, I was looking for the hole. Physical dimensions are pretty much identical, except the blade stock is thinner. Instead of the 160 thousandths stock that Strider uses on the SNG, this is 1/8 inch, 125 thousandths, 154 cm, which Protech loves to work in. And then instead of having a titanium frame side, we have 416 stainless steel. The G10 one-piece offside scale and backspacer, still that part of the construction faithful to the SNG heritage. I think the overall thickness and lengths are all the same. Because of this stainless frame side, we did gain a little weight, even though the blade stock is thinner. The knife weighs 5.9 ounces. A regular Lego SNG weighs like 4.4, 4.5, and a CC weighs about 4.1. That's a little bit puzzling why they use that steel frame side. Maybe it's a cost issue, maybe it's a strength issue, because the knife does fire so hard and the stop lugs contact this radius. Maybe especially aluminum, as Protech normally uses, might have been way too soft for that application. Maybe titanium too, because the knife fires like a gun. I don't mind the weight at all. Let's see, it does make the knife, well, you know what? Still pretty well balanced. It's in the rearward finger choil, but not a big deal. And it is Protech's vaunted, super reliable, super fast button lock coil spring auto knife mechanism. Uses the Protech pivot, which is excellent. The female side is a press fit pivot that does not turn, and then you've got the male screw with the Allen wrench head. The body screws are T10 Torx. The only thing Strider on the knife is the clip. It is a titanium Strider pocket clip. I just love the texture, which is, it's almost Benchmade 710 like. It is not super grabby at all, just enough to let you know it's there. And then on the spine of the handle, we've almost got like a tree bark kind of texture, very attractive. I will say this, Protech does a better job with fit and finish on an SNG than Strider does. Just a super, super buttoned up knife. There's your blade centering, absolute perfection. So as far as the auto mechanism and fit and finish, it's pure Protech, which means really, really, really good. Even look at the machine finish on the pivot screw and the deployment button, just gorgeous. Gorgeous turn satin. The blade nicely stonewashed. Super faithful in blade shape to its Strider heritage. The grind is flat, saber ground. Now, I don't really love the 3/4 ground Strider SNG blade profile. It's hollow ground, and out of that 160 stock, it's just a little abrupt. Even though this grind starts lower than an SNG, which would start up here, because of the thinner stock, it gives us almost the same angle of attack. We've got a super skinny edge behind the edge. This one is sharpened by me at 16 degrees per side with a little tiny 19-degree micro bevel, and it is not overly broad. A great slicer for what it is. It's just a super knife. If you don't mind carrying around an almost 6-ounce auto knife, which I certainly wouldn't. Oh man, what a great option. These were released probably middle of the year 2015. I believe Knife Center still has some in stock. This stonewashed version sells for $400, and then there's a black coated version that Blade HQ, when they had them, sold for $425, I think. Knife Center's pretty proud of them. They're asking $450. You know, is this worth 400 bucks with a 154 cm blade? I bet it is. I bet it is. Great duty knife for a police officer. Great EDC blade. If you live in an area where it's legal to own and carry autos. How's it work left-handed? Well, pretty doggone good. A little difficult to close if you like to close your auto knife one-handed if you're a lefty, but not too bad. Not bad at all. I wouldn't mind it. You know, I carry a Strider SNG in my left pocket and use it left-handed. I don't suppose it would be too much of an adjustment to this. Do you see how that thing fires? Whack! If you're not holding on to it, it really rocks your hand. I mean, it comes out. Maybe another reason for the stainless handle is to give you a little ballast. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Let's see, blade play is nil in any direction. It's just super well made. I mean, super well made. If you're a Strider fan and you like Protech automatics. I don't know how you could not buy one of these. It's everything good about Protech and everything good about an SNG except maybe ultimate strength. Without the quirks and annoyances we get from Strider made knives. Very, very cool. This one on its way home. It'll be home for Christmas, I believe, Joe. Thought you guys would like to see it. Just nothing but raves on this, guys. And maybe it's number one motivating factor for ownership is, you guessed it, pure, liquid, unadulterated, cool in spades. That is all for this one. Merry Christmas and grace to you and peace, my friends, from God our Father and the Lord Jesus Christ. And remember, the Word and Joe's Protech Strider are sharp.